Hey, what's up, guys? This is Frazier,
Hey everyone, and I'm Sonia Fee.
and this is the Frazier House Podcast. First and foremost, we would like to thank you guys for tuning in to us again.
Thank you.
As always, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when the episode is live. You can join us live and comment live with us. And put some comments in there too, man. We want to hear what you guys have to say, what
Let
you
us know
guys
what you
are
think.
thinking, what you're feeling. We have three great topics for you guys tonight. Tonight I think we're gonna start off with the music topics. Um, what is your favorite song right now? Let's get right to it. What is your favorite song right now? You know what I mean? What is your favorite song right now?
What's my favorite song? My favorite song is Wizkid. He's doing his
Mm.
thing. Wizkid
Mm.
dropped a new album.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because I'm not sure if "Cool Me Down" is actually on his new album, but he has a
Is
new
it?
single and it's called "Cool Me Down,"
Mm-hmm.
and it's a nice sultry. It's just a cool vibe. Wizkid
Mm-hmm.
has always been like a cool artist that just gives us a little bit of everything, and he's
Mm-hmm.
always adding swag to
Right.
his songs. So, "Cool Me Down" is just
Yeah.
it's a vibe. You got to listen to it.
Cool Me Down. So hers is "Cool Me Down" by Wizkid.
Hmm.
For me, I'll have to pick "Running" by 21 Savage. It's funny because I wasn't really like a 21 Savage fan like that. Like I've heard the mainstream records. I've never listened through an entire project of his before. Um, but this one, Savage Mode 2, I got into this album. I saw the hype online, and I'm like, you know what? Let me check it out. Let me give this guy a chance. I know everyone fucks with him, so I'm like, let me see what 21 Savage is doing.
I'm sorry, did he drop an album?
Yeah, he did. He
When?
did. Savage Mode 2 came out about 3 weeks ago. I forgot the exact date. If you guys know the date, just put it in the comment. Let us know so we're up to date as well.
I mean, I know it was his birthday, and there was a lot of trending
Yeah.
posts with his. I think he had a themed birthday party.
Like
I
a
think
70s with
'70s.
the
Yeah,
afros and everything. Right,
yeah.
right.
But what a great time to also drop his album, which I totally missed that. So
Right.
I'm gonna definitely try to take a listen and see. What are
hmm
some of my favorite
hmm
songs.
Yeah, running is a good one. Like the vibe of that record. Like I was home and I heard somebody driving by blasting it. And I'm like, oh, that shit
Yeah,
sounds
it's
good.
hard.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. So I
cool.
went back because I went through the entire album. It's other records that I like. Um, but sometimes with music, you have to hear certain songs in certain environments to actually appreciate it. There's songs that you have to go to a club to feel it and be like, "Holy, that's
That
fire!"
bass.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Or you maybe need to be in your car on your own and you're driving and it's raining and that slow, low key, cool shit come on. It's like, this song was on this album. I didn't even know. I like it more now.
Let me ask this
So
question real quick. Since you mentioned listening to music in the car,
yeah.
those are two places. The car and the club is like the best place to hear, a person's favorite song.
hmm
But what is it about listening to a song in a car that is so fire? Is it? And I mean, are you listening to your music in the car with the
hmm
windows up, the windows down? Is it the surround sound, the speakers? What is it? Because I know the feeling listening to music in the car gives me. But what
I
do you think it
think
is for other people?
I think it's the one being behind the wheel, right? You're
Mm,
behind the car, you're moving, so you automatically feel cool. It's so funny,
that's a
right?
fact.
Because you can be in like a damn hoopty that's all broken down on the outside.
Let it have a good sound system.
Good sound system on the inside. As long as that joint drives, you're able to cruise and be like, yeah, yeah, you're able to feel the music. And I think a part of it is the surround sound. The speakers in the front, speakers in the back, and especially if you're riding with your friends and they're vibing to it too. So I think it's the surround sound, the environment of that car, the time of the day outside. If it's sunny and it's a vibey party song, or if it's like a gloomy day and a
Hmm.
gloomy song,
There's an energy
yeah, the
to
energy
some certain
of the
songs that
time frame.
highlight more.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, and I think like I said, for running is just one of those, like, it's a good feeling. Like if you want to feel good and you want to throw on a nice fits of jewels and go to the bar or whatever, something small. You don't have to be doing some extravagant thing. You can do that as well, but you can just do something real low key, and it will bring that energy for you. So I think, not even I think, Running is my favorite song right now for my 21 Savage.
What's the overall vibe for the album? Because I do plan on listening to his music and posting him on my page, Signing Free Streaming, on Instagram. So
Right.
I want to know what kind of, hits or what kind of songs I can look out for and my,
I know
my
there's
favorite
a
picks.
there's a single that he has with Drake. I forgot the name of it. That one's pretty good as well. Um, I mean 21 Savage, man. Just the name alone, like it's a lot of gangster shit on there. You know what I mean? But the beats are vibey. They're very vibey beats, and 21 Savage isn't like a rapper who screams. Like he has a
He does have a chill.
darker, chilled voice, so you can smoke your shit and vibe and sit back and be cool. You know what I mean? Listen to some
drink.
gangster shit. You know what I mean? Or drink, whatever your preference is.
preferences.
You know what I mean? So yeah, it's a smooth, dark album. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, if you're a cool, laid back person, it works for you. If you somebody that turns up and you need that energy, it works for you as well. You know what I mean? Because sometimes, like I said, the beats are fire. Metro Boomin is an amazing producer, so the beats are fire. And like I said, the vibe works for whoever. Laid back people, turned up people, the dudes just trying to go hit a lick. That might work for them as well. You know what I mean? The energies on that album is there.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It can work for whichever you want it to work for. So yeah, no, that's my favorite one right now for
Very
sure.
nice. Yeah. So
sure.
two artists who got a lot of swag.
Right.
Got some good
right.
music, some good content out. I definitely suggest you guys cop the new WizKid album or stream it. Stream 21 Savage's album.
Right.
Both are really good.
Yes.
You could trust us. We got a musical ear.
For real. Definitely. Actually, you know what? Like, what are you guys listening to? You know what I mean? Like, what are your favorite songs right now? You know what I mean? It could be the song of the week, the song of the month, whatever. The song of the year.
2020, what a year.
It can be fuck Donald Trump, because that's going crazy right now. You know what I mean?
So did good with that one.
YG
song was My President.
Fuck Donald Trump is YG and Nipsey Hussle.
Perfect.
But yeah, that's it's a perfect time for that. So maybe you're listening to that song, but let us know. Put it in the comments. You know what I mean? Let us know what you guys.
Vice President is black.
Yeah, right. You know what I mean? So let us know whatever song you're listening to right now. But let's jump into this juicy topic. This is topic 2. This is one that you brought to the table.
Right.
So I'll let you take it away, Fee.
For sure. So this question is definitely a conversation starter. I definitely think you can definitely ask your friends and family what they think, what their 2 choices are. But if you had to choose between love, health, and money, which 2 things would you choose that you cannot live without?
Wow.
2 out of 3. I'd like to hear what you have to say and what your answer is first.
So you said love, health, and money.
Right.
So you only get 2 out of the 3. One you have to just get rid of, right?
Right. Can't live. You can't experience it.
You can't have it.
Can't have it.
I think for me, money and health.
Okay.
I think for me, money and health, and I'll say this about that. There's nothing wrong with liking somebody, right? You don't have to love somebody to enjoy them. I've met people in my life that I didn't love, but we vibed together. We had good times. I didn't love them, but me not loving them didn't stop me from enjoying them either. So money is very essential. It's very important, right? Perfect example. But funny enough, Donald Trump was the president because he had money. Money is the only thing that got him there. He isn't smart.
Absolutely, yes.
He isn't anyone of good stature or morals, right? So the money thing is very important.
I don't even believe that Donald Trump was ever a part of Congress.
He was never part. He's never been a lawyer. This guy has nothing to do with with anything government. You know, he was just a businessman with money. You know what I mean? So the money is very important. I know people say money isn't everything.
There's power here in the
Stop
U.S.
the lies.
Money is power in the
Is
U.S.
money is
Sure.
power everywhere. I think. You know what I mean? I think any country you go to, who is going to listen to a regular person just talking, right? You have to have some type of money, right? Those people respect people with money. There's certain countries and certain religions that respect loyalty and they respect, right? But I don't think them
Can't buy them with money.
you can't buy them with money. But if you respect them and you add the money in there, you can sway them. That's what I think. So money and health, right? Because health is the only thing that deteriorates that
Your
you really
quality of
can't
living.
bring back, right? Like you end up with a life threatening disease that and the doctors say, hey sir, there's nothing, Frazier, there's nothing we can do about it, And I say, hey, I got $1 billion, fix me. And they're like, listen, man, the money ain't working here, sir. You're dying. Just figure out how you're gonna write your will. So having control of those two things is important. Like I said, it's funny, growing up, they always say money can't buy you love. I'm sure it can't. You cannot pay someone to love you, but you can pay someone to tolerate you and do as you see fit until they're tired. You know what I mean?
I mean, people are doing it for less.
They do it for less, right? So, if I had money and health, then I'm sure I can do the things that I want to do in life and live a happy life. You know what I mean? So money and health would be my two. But what is your two? What would you pick out of those three? Love, money, or health?
So I've been contemplating about this because I actually battle or I go back and forth between also money and health and health and love. It's really a difficult question. As much as I like to pose the question to others and see, what their thought process is. One thing I will say is without a doubt, everyone's going to choose health. It's very important to, have good health or you're not going to be able to enjoy either or.
Right.
Either experiencing love or having love for something or someone and or the money to be able to enjoy your resources or your finances.
Right.
It won't matter if your health is not intact. So it's very important, you guys, to still, no matter what, take care of yourself.
Right.
Take care
Be
of your
healthy.
body.
Yes.
Because health really is the real wealth.
Right.
Okay. So, even if you have a healthy body and not very little money, you're thinking better, you feel better, you look better. So you may attract, the money or the love.
Sure.
But without health, you have nothing.
Yeah.
You literally have, you won't be able to have such a higher quality of life or even a fruitful life without good health at any age. But if I really had to choose, honestly, I'm right with you. I would choose health and money because, I feel like love, for one, is a different language and a different definition between even the next person. Even if you find someone that, or whether it's family or friends or a loved one, the definition of love varies. So something to me that is so abstract and to me unmeasurable, because you can measure money, you can actually measure your health too.
Right.
You can get screenings, you can get your lab work done and know what state each of your organs and your, even do a psych test and know mentally where you stand on a standard level. However, with love, it's very subjective. It's unlike money and health, it's very objective. So love to me is so many wonderful things, including fickle.
Right.
Love is also very intense and passionate and very feels good. and it also grows and nourishes a lot of different things around society. With love for your job, for your career, you're able to excel and help others that can benefit from the services you provide with your job.
Right.
Love for your family and friends. We know the fruitfulness that comes from, you know, just having loved ones surrounded, you know, by you, and you know, just being able to experience that. And then of course love for self.
Right.
Very, very important.
Very important.
You know?
Mostly important, actually.
However, you know, it varies. I think that, like you said, even if you take a liking to something or someone,
Right.
there's benefits for still knowing how to enjoy whatever that is, or whatever that person is, just from liking it enough, you know, without having to feel or label or define it as the love that you in your mind perceive for a specific thing or person, you know, because for me, I think the definition of love for me is a pretty high standard. It's a high, you know, concept that I actually have from in my mind. So I ask myself questions: would I do this if I don't love this thing?
Right.
Would I do this, or would I not do this? You know, so for me, if I'm able to kind of, I mean, if you really think about it too, you can actually turn that question back on yourself. Like, how much do you really love yourself?
Right.
If you're not necessarily doing certain things to promote the best optimal you, you know, did you eat something wrong today?
Right.
You know, did you hustle as hard as you need to, you know, work towards your career goals?
Right.
Like, you know, it can be argued. Money and health cannot be. So I like things that are honestly not safer, but more objective. I can measure it. I can measure how much money I have and use that to be resourceful to myself and others. I also can do the best I can to take care of my health and make sure that I also encourage others to be healthy. But with love, I mean, someone I'm in love with, people that are in love with me can argue how much I love them or how much they love me. And, you know, that's an argument that I think this whole world has had, you know, for many, many years, since the beginning of time. How much do you love me? How much do I love you? How much do I love my job? You know, does the love go as far as, you know, how you love it for a week, or can you love it for life?
And that's the thing that
do you just love the way a person dress, or do you just love the way a person talks, or do you love everything about them? Is your love conditional, unconditional?
And a lot of the times that those things that people fixate on and believe they love about somebody, it goes away after a while.
Or even it's just
people your taste
a way of
change.
convincing yourself that you love something, but you really were just obsessed.
Right. You know? It's like it reminds me of like that story about the kid that has toys and then they become old toys and he invites friends over and the friends like, hey, that toy on the top shelf, let me borrow that. And all of a sudden he's like, no, all of a sudden he
loves it again.
He loves it again. Like, nigga, you didn't care nothing about that toy. So I think that's how love is with human beings, right? Like,
it's really like consistent, or is it something that can actually still happen from afar, or must you be in the presence? Or, you know, I just love certain love stories. I love literature about love. I love studies about love, because none of the definitions are consistent.
Right, they're all different.
Every one of them is different. And you look it up in the dictionary and it's really open. It's an open-ended definition where in your mind you already thought about the image, you thought about the person, you thought about the place that you love the most. And it can change. It can change.
Because you know what? Like you said, the place you love the most, you can meet another place and like, I love this place now. And now that place now that's the place you loved before is now the toy on the shelf.
You loved it less.
Right? So it's, you know.
Versus money, I feel like with money, even though it's not only just about the dollar bill, but money to me is also another, I define it with resources.
Right.
Because
Right.
resources have usually a dollar value to it. So the resources that you have also are ways or a form of currency
Sure.
between you and others.
Sure. And
So
it also um money also creates respect.
mm,
I
interesting.
think like for example, um, how you have these these people and you have these issues where you see online where people a black guy or minority will go into a restaurant with like a pair of whatever on regular clothes on and he can't get a table at this nice restaurant,
Okay.
and then you get a Caucasian or Asian or somebody of a lighter complexion that goes there in a similar type of gear and they're sitting over there. You know what I mean? And it's like it's the one a part of it is racism, but it's a part of it is stereotyping,
In
thinking
perspective.
this black person don't have the money to be here. I don't think it's just
Can't
like,
sit
oh,
with
he's
us.
black, we don't want a black man here. No, they don't think he can afford the food from that place, right? But if he came in there in a suit and gave his keys to his Rolls Royce to the valet guys, they'll be running at his feet. So it's one of those things. It's that money create this fandom in people, right? They become in awe of what they think you can provide. For all they know, you could have borrowed that car from your rich uncle, right? It doesn't matter.
So that
They just see it
actually
and run to it.
drew a question to my mind. Do people with money have some evidence of working hard?
It's
If you have a lot of money,
mm-hmm,
whether it's inherited or not, because I
mm-hmm,
believe that when I have my children and they inherit the money and the hard work that I've established
mm-hmm,
before they were here and while
mm-hmm,
they're here,
mm-hmm,
that's a luxury for them. That although they would have to also work hard for their own money, they would have inherited from me working hard. Do you think that there are people here that
mm-hmm.
have money with no background or sign of working hard?
Of
I
course.
know inheritance to
Yeah.
some people don't feel that that's necessarily the same thing. You have the spoiled brat, the spoiled little kid, with
Mm-hmm.
the silver spoon in his mouth from day one. But that still came from the blood, sweat, and tears of their.
I mean, no, not even.
It was
I mean,
generational.
you can have.
Or
I
we're,
mean,
we're living in a time where, sorry to cut you off,
no,
but
no,
we're
you're
living
good.
in a
Yeah.
time where um in the time in the era of social media
Yeah.
where you have good enough content or you are making millions of people laugh,
Mm-hmm.
you'll
Mm-hmm.
be compensated for how you've entertained or contributed, whatever skill, across social media platforms. So,
Mm-hmm.
and then honestly, for some that's easy money, you know.
I tell
Does that
you,
warrant respect?
I think it. And for me, any type of work demands respect. I respect everybody. The janitor,
Oh yeah.
the pool cleaner, the mechanic. I respect the
the,
garbage man
the Instagram models on OnlyFans,
to an
did
extent.
they work hard?
Hey man, being naked and shaking body parts is some type of work.
Isn't it? Oh, so
Because
so
if it was such an easy task, let somebody with a woman with no breasts, not a pretty face, and no ass go in there and see how much money she gets.
I mean, there's all her beauties in the eye of the beholder of whoever finds her
Yeah,
attractive.
that is true.
And she
That is
might,
true.
like many people who we question why or what it is that people are in love with,
Mm,
have a very, very strong fan base. So,
mm.
it's really a catering to. But yeah, I feel like those people who really are rewarded or compensated a lot of
Hmm.
money. Or again, I was gonna mention Kim Kardashian. Do you think
Hmm.
that she's a hard worker? Because I do. I believe she
I think
is.
she is. I think she is because this. So I forgot who said this. Somebody I forgot. I was watching something online, and the guy said, it's easy to make $1 million. The
Mm,
harder thing is to
maintain it.
maintain it and make more. So this woman was able, and her entire family was able to make some money, maintain it, and catapult themselves into making more
Even if
and
they,
more and more.
right, long after their dad has passed away.
Right.
I
Something.
believe that by now his fortune would have been up
Yeah,
if
it's
had they
over.
not lifted a finger and done any work.
Right.
You know?
You have to work has to be put in. This is the thing. Everyone doesn't respect certain type of jobs.
Oh yeah,
Right?
of course. That's why the nurse goes ahead and tries to become a doctor.
Sure.
Or someone with a bachelor wants
Yeah.
to get their
Wants
master's.
to get a master, wants to get a doctorate, and like I said, I'm sure there are millions of parents, right, who never thought music is a career. You know what I mean? I'm sure my parents never thought that that was a career until I invited them to my premiere of one of my videos at my show, and they're like, "Holy shit! Like all these people are here for you." I'm like, "Yeah, this is my show." You know what I mean? So
They didn't respect. I'm sure they thought it was a career, but it probably wasn't respected because I'm sure there's musicians before you
of course
that
it is.
made their skill and their talent a career. Bob Marley and
Yeah, I mean,
maybe some of their favorite artists, but
even now
to be so enlightened that you were able to make a career out of it.
Even like video games, like
multi-billion-dollar industry.
They're kids. There's a kid right now, I'm telling you, there's a kid right now who's 16 years old, and he just made $4 million from playing 1 hour of a video game. 4 million. Some people will never see money like that. You know what I mean? There's guys on men and women on Twitch. Go to Twitch if you don't know what Twitch is. Twitch.tv. Go to Twitch. There are people on there that are getting 30,000 viewers a day, and they have about 50,000 subscribers, making 50,000 a month, playing video games. Wow. So these are things parents will never were in their mind. Most of our parents are like, man, turn that game off. You know what I mean? Now, these kids that didn't turn the game off are millionaires because of the game. You know what I mean? So it's a different world now. You have to understand how easy it is to make money, but it's still hard at the same time, because these jobs that these kids and people are creating demands highly competitive. They demand time, effort, blood, sweat, and tears. You know what I mean?
A lot of money to invest into equipment
to be up at that level. But if you talk to someone that's 40 or 50 and they can't fathom these ideas of a 15-year-old making $4 million a year and more. If he compete more, he makes more. You know what I mean? But yes,
I think some of the 40, 50-year-olds are starting to catch on.
They're up there too.
They're
because they're understanding that these things aren't just hobbies anymore.
Yeah,
this is life.
Yeah, we're a consumer society, and a lot of people invest a lot of money in the things that they're obsessed with.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And then they also realize that, you know what, if there's compensation with being obsessed with being really good at something, which really makes sense. You're really like one of the best. You should be compensated, because people are now trying to emulate your skills.
Yeah.
You're no longer just going to a chess tournament and, winning a small compensation prize. You're being now rewarded for how well you can play chess.
Your life has
digitally,
changed.
And the gaming world, I suggest everyone looks into it. Just like the stock market.
Right.
You find interest in it. I've found interest in, things that I feel like were very lucrative because it's really, really important to stay informed and be knowledgeable enough to at least be open-minded to seeing how you can contribute or gain from, something that's lucrative and that can change your life as well.
Right.
So,
don't be closed off mentally to the possibilities of earning finances. There's so many different ways. All you have to do is be open to the information, and the information It's
there.
free. I went to YouTube University, so did she. You know what I mean? Free information. This is the reason that we're here. This equipment is here for us to podcast and give you guys this information. We went to YouTube University. We did the research. We invested in what we believe is going to work for us, and here we are. You know what I mean? And they're
Also, check out our previous episode on being an entrepreneur.
being an entrepreneur. You know what I mean? So it's possible. And just to tie it back into the topic, love, money, and health. Money and health, love can be finessed. You know what I mean?
But you tell us what you think.
Tell us what y'all think. Yeah. You know
we're
what I
not
mean?
disregarding love. We do really appreciate and need love.
Absolutely.
You know, this world needs a lot more of it, especially in the state that it's in. I love love. I enjoy love. But I think that, you know, the measure and the love languages that we all show each other are different. Our own personal and individual needs, you know, are different. So, you know, it starts to boil down to how much you're willing to actually feed yourself the things that you need to maintain your happiness and the love in your life. And, you know, some of those things, believe it or not, people can sound in denial as much as they want that money and health can't provide, you know, the love that you need. But I think that the first thing I need is a healthy body. And the thing that I want most is a healthy body. And that alone will make me happy. I will be in love with everything, you know, about health.
Insurance is not free neither, right? So, you know, in order to stay healthy, you need money to pay those doctors to tell you how your body's doing. So, you know.
That's the way of the world.
It's what it is.
They found a way to find equal exchange and a currency for services. So we've all kind of like succumbed to money being a way we communicate with others for their services and vice versa.
Yeah. So I mean, tell us what you guys think. You know, we've expressed a lot about like what we believe in. What do you guys believe in? Is it love and money? Is it love and health? Is it money and love? Is it money and health? What are your two things that you believe in works for you? Put it in the comment. Let us know, and let's have the conversation about it.
Let's talk about it.
Let's jump into the next topic. I think you guys are gonna like this one as well. What do you rather? You know, do you rather smoking or do you rather drinking? What's your vice? What is your vice? You know what I mean?
What's your choice of substance abuse?
Substance abuse. You know what I mean? What do you rather? I mean, what do you rather? What would be yours?
So, although I've tried a little bit of, you know, both.
Right.
I prefer drinking because, you know, I can actually choose more so the level of how much I want to drink and consume, believe it or not. The way I initially was going to answer this question was, all right, well, you know, with smoking, you know, there's different forms of smoking. I'm not really a fan of smoking. I really don't care for it because, you know, with my experiences, it's just not for me.
Yeah.
Okay. But with drinking, I think that I can choose the levels. I can read on the bottle the proof and the amount of whatever it is that I'm drinking, whether it's wine, whether it's vodka, whether it's whiskey or whatever, you know, drinks that are out there. Like, I know that I can, you know, manage how much I'm consuming versus smoking weed. I've never smoked a cigarette, so I can't really speak on that. I don't know what that's like, but smoking weed, I don't really know what I'm smoking. I don't know who my vendor is. I wouldn't know where it originated from. So I'm no expert on weed, and great kudos and, you know, more power to those who do smoke weed and can give down the breakdown and the strands. That's awesome. But for me, you know, I can't really tell. I can't measure it. And because I'm a nurse myself, I sometimes want to know what is in whatever it is that I'm consuming or whatever medicinal substances I'm taking in. And that's really all that I would really want to smoke for is to, you know, get, you know, feel good and just, you know, calm myself down and, you know, get in a vibe or whatever. I don't know what's in it. I whether I study it or not, I just don't. I don't know. I just that's all I can really speak on weed. But hookah is also cool, but then also scary because any type of form of smoke from this is what I
Right.
learned from my A&P teacher
Right.
in nursing school, that any form of smoke that you inhale is actually toxic to the body because the body can't properly exchange the gas or the smoke out of your lungs. So,
Right.
he found a narrative and a way to put it to us that if it's a foreign smoke, then it doesn't really belong in your body. So, I would prefer an edible. Okay, we've had one. And even that, you can't really measure the potency of how much is in an edible, can
Right.
you?
Edibles
But
are very strong.
I might feel better with an edible and digesting it and knowing my metabolism is going to filter that out.
Right. Right.
Although you better not have too much. You might want to just, let that little small bite kick in.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I really don't like the fact that I can't measure. Everything for me is about measurement. So I'd rather just, know that a glass of wine has this effect on me or, a shot or two when I'm out with friends I respond this way to it. So everyone drink responsibly, okay? Smoke responsibly too.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, for me, even like I've done both. I mean, I started smoking weed at 12.
Wow.
Um,
Who gave you your first blunt?
I think my cousin did. My older cousin did. He was smoking heavy, so
Okay.
I started smoking with him, and we was just smoking all the time. But for me, when I was smoking back then, I would throw up often. Right? I don't know if I didn't eat enough or
I mean,
whatever it
I
was.
heard it's a metabolism booster, so I can see how.
Yeah, I would throw up all the time. So I'm like, all right, cool. This shit ain't for me.
You
And
didn't get the
then
munchies, you threw up instead.
even if I ate, I would throw up. You know what I mean? So oh man. Yeah, so after that happened, and I'm like, all right, let me get into the drinking. I started drinking. Um, at first, that shit was bad. I was throwing that shit up too.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm like, holy shit, I can't
Is it
smoke.
this head hangover? Is this the stomach?
Yo, I can't drink. What am I gonna do, man? I need something to feel good like everybody else. But after I continued to drink, I learned to pace myself, how much my body can take, how much I can't take, and I stopped smoking, and I became a drinker. I'm a drinker now. I mean that shit isn't healthy. You know what I mean? It's like it's tearing your
I need to
insides
check
up.
your liver.
You know what I mean? But I rather drink
What's your drink
than
of choice?
smoke. I just drink like Guinness. I used to drink like Coronas and Heinekens and
Didn't you also use the Love Honey Jack?
Honey Jack Daniels was my thing. I mean, I rapped about it all the time. But now my body can't handle this shit no more. It's too strong now. Like there's certain things that my body just can't deal with.
Getting old, sir.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm just trying to pace myself with the drinking. Smoking, on the other hand,
When's
like
the last time you smoked?
I think I smoked maybe like a year ago with my boys, and because it's funny because they're smokers, I'm drinkers. So when we go over to my boys' a house, like he'll buy some beers because I don't drink, right? They'll have their weed and they'll put my beers aside like that's yours. You know what I mean? But I tried it with them. Actually, I enjoyed it. I didn't throw up. We went to like a arcade. We was playing video games for the whole night,
nice.
and then we was cool. I was good. But I don't. Smoking isn't my thing. The taste of it, the inhaling, all that garbage.
Now, how about this? For those who smoke cigars.
Yeah,
what's
I
your
like
experience-
cigars. I
experience with
like
that?
cigars because the thing about cigars, you don't inhale them, right? Anyone that inhales a cigar is a fool. You're a dummy. You're gonna die.
You don't know how to smoke it.
You do not inhale cigars. Cigars is for taste. What happens is when you pull the smoke into your mouth, your gums absorb it. That's what gives you the buzz, not your lungs. Don't inhale those things, man. It's dumb.
Interesting.
So cigars are cool. But what I don't like about smoking is the feeling of the smoke going in and coming back out. It's something about that always bothered me. I think
Makes
that's
sense.
what triggered the vomiting as well.
Yeah.
That in and out type of motion, right?
gas exchange
right. So I think
really
that's what
isn't
creates
healthy.
the vomiting when I was smoking.
Possible.
But I'm not opposed to smoking. Edibles are okay, like she said. Small doses. You don't like. There's people that like, oh, do a edible lollipop and do the whole lollipop. You're bugging. You're gonna wake up somewhere tomorrow.
Trippy.
Yeah, just do a little bit. In moderation. Take a few licks. Pause. Right, and see where that takes you in the next 30 minutes. If it don't kick in, take a little bit more. Sometimes edibles are tricky. They kick in a lot later. An hour into it, you don't even know where you are. It's like you don't know when it kicks in. It just happens. You know what I mean? So those unpredictable things about like edibles and weed sometimes as well is what trips me out. Alcohol is a little bit different. There's no waiting, right? You drink a beer, that shit is gonna hit you. You drink vodka, it's gonna hit you. So the knowing that it's gonna hit me right now is what I love. The predictability of drinking is what I love, right? Because I know, all right, damn, I'm drunk, man. Like if I drink more, it's gonna get me worse than this. So I'm gonna stop right here, right? Where you can smoke and you'll hit one level, and 30 minutes later you hit another level. It's like, yo, I'm still going up. Yo,
5
come on,
hours
man.
later.
5 hours later, you still going up.
High as
So
fuck.
that about smoking, I don't like. But no problem with smokers. All my boys are smokers. I'm the only drinker. None of those niggas drink. It's just me. You know what I mean? So I get it. I understand everyone have their own taste and stuff. But what do you guys think? What is your choice? Drinking?
And how much?
How much? Drinking, smoking, edibles, LSD,
Hookah.
Molly, hookahs, whatever drugs you do. Don't expose yourself, but put it in there anonymously if you can. Right? Let us know in the comments.
Let us know.
What is your drug of choice? How much of it do you do, and what are your trippy trips? Like, give us a story of how trippy it was for you, how bad it got, or how good it got. Some people have some good trips, some people have some bad trips. Whatever. You know what I mean? Let us know in the comments.
We're also encouraging those for anyone who's probably battling with substance abuse and actually just trying to stop altogether. We encourage you. It's a great thing when you've actually been able to come to the awareness that, you know what, you've lost a little bit control over how much you've intaked. And now you want to refrain from, drinking or smoking anymore. We encourage those that, you have a journey now to try to revert back to having a little bit more control over it than it over you. And, you have our support.
Yeah, I mean, it can get bad. Like, I've tried a few different things. Fortunately, I wasn't hooked on anything. Like, I've done lean. I've done a bunch of silly shit. But like she said, for the people that are hooked on things and trying to get off, seek help. There's help out there. Don't ever feel like there's no one there to help you. There are people there to help you, and it's free. You don't got to pay nobody to get help. There are a lot of hotlines. There are a lot of organizations. You literally just walk in and say, "Man, I drink too much," and they'd be like, "All right, come over here, buddy. We got you."
Maybe we'll leave some links below.
Yeah, we'll get some for you guys. If you're that person, we'll help you out. We'll put some in there.
And please be of age.
Yeah.
No underage drinking or smoking.
Don't be influenced by these old hags and these clowns
and some of these artists.
These fools. Yeah, don't be yourself. Don't look up to people, man. Don't try to impress these fools. They're idiots, right? You're cooler than them. Trust me. Believe me when I tell you that. You are cooler than them any day. All right?
It's a lot classier too when you say drink or smoke.
Yeah, just be cool, man. But just do what you want to do.
Do what you do.
Make sure whatever you're doing is something you chose and it wasn't forced on you, or you did it because you wanted to be a part of somebody, or you want to be cool and all that silly stuff.
Judge-free zone. Absolutely.
That is for weak minds, and you're not a weak mind. You're strong. Be strong. Handle your shit. Let's get into video games.
Okay.
This is my thing. And don't forget, that's me, Underworld Lord. Go on Twitch. I gotta plug it every time. You see it. People are like, "What is that back there?" That is my Twitch page, Underworld Lord. Catch me there talking my stuff and playing whatever game I feel like playing that day. All right. Um, my question for you guys tonight is, what do you rather when it comes to gaming, right? Do you rather playing with a controller or do you rather playing with a keyboard? And the reason I'm asking that is because I play with both now. Like I'm now learning how to play with the keyboard. I've been playing with controllers my whole entire life. I just got into the keyboard game.
What is that like?
Um, it's a learning curve. It takes time to learn it.
It is possible.
It is very easy actually. If you do it enough, it's very easy. However, get proper equipment when you're gonna play on a keyboard. Carpal tunnel is a bitch. You'll end up with those braces, and I know people that suffer with that. It's a serious thing.
And it's
They're in
painful.
pain. So there's certain keyboards that are not fitting for people that may have those issues or encounter it because of playing on the keyboards. You know, make sure you get a good armrest below the keyboard so your posture is on point. Make sure you're sitting above and your hands are down. You know, you want to make sure your posture is on point. If you need more info, there's a lot of YouTube videos on posture when it comes to playing with keyboards and so on and so forth. However, for me, I think keyboards respond just as fast as controllers. But like I said before, when you're playing with a PC and you have your monitor with a 1 second refresh rate, you know, like I said, you know, you will be faster than anyone that's not playing on a PC. So if you're playing these Call of Duties, Warzone games, and you're going up against guys on systems, you have the advantage. You are faster. You can shoot them faster than they can shoot you with this equipment. PCs, keyboards, and mouse, they give you the advantage, especially if you have a good monitor, 144 hertz, 1 millisecond refresh rate. You have the advantage. Controllers are comfortable. I love controllers. I've played them my whole entire life, but I've now converted to a keyboard. Nice. I love the keyboard. Make sure your keyboards have backlights as well, though. If you're playing in the dark, you need backlights. You need to see what keys you're pressing until you get comfortable enough to just do it manually. Like it's like typing. And when you first typing, you have to look at the keys to make sure you're touching the right ones. After a few months of typing, you're not even looking at the keyboards anymore. You're looking at the screen of what you're doing, right? So it's like the same thing with gaming. You got to figure out the keys. So, but while you're figuring out the keys, you want those backlights there to help you. You know what I mean? But I prefer keyboards now than controllers. Nice. But what do you guys think? You know what I mean? What do they think? It's always what you think, because we want to know what you have to say. Do you prefer keyboards or do you prefer controllers? And with the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X coming out, PC in my mind is king. But those systems may be competitors. They might give PC a run for their money. Do I believe that? No. But anyways, you can let me know what you think. Is the PS5, Xbox Series X controller are going to meet the demands and the speed of PCs? Is it going to surpass them? Is it still going to be lagging behind? Or are you going to switch over to a keyboard? Or are you going to stay on your controller? Let us know in the comments. And I'll love to hear from you. We'll love to hear from you. You know what I mean? So this was a good night. We enjoyed you guys watching us. Please like, subscribe.
Continue to stream. Tell your friends.
Family, auntie, uncle, whoever.
Neighbors.
You know what I mean? Hit the notification bell. So like I said, so you know when we're up here, when we're live, so we can chop it up with you guys and have some fun up here. But we're good, baby. We're done for the night. I am Flo Frazier.
And I am Sonya Fee.
This is the Frazier House Podcast. And thank you guys and have a good night. Peace out.
Thank you and good night.
See ya.